Hello, I am Frank Chappell, and I served with the Army in Vietnam. I had gone to the VA because of anxiety and couldn't sleep and nightmares and being able to control my temper. And they immediately diagnosed me with PTSD and started treating me. And this went on for over a decade. And then when I tried to get some kind of financial help with the VA. Um, I did all the paperwork and then kept getting turned down and couldn't figure out why. It's pretty disappointing when I wasn't drafted, I volunteered, I was trying to serve my country. So the problem with the VA was, um, went on for over a decade and couldn't seem to make any progress after I turned in all the paperwork they wanted. And I got where I was so frustrated. I thought about quitting several times, but it's one thing about me. I'm a little hard headed, and I'd go off in a corner and have myself a little talk to myself, and then, all right, we're going to give it one more shot, kind of thing, and kept going. And still didn't get anywhere. So at this point, I started saying, well, maybe I need some help. In the process of trying to find some help, I was going online and looking at different law firms that would help um, a veteran. And I, I, I created a list of five and talked to the first one on the phone or talked to someone, a representative of that firm, and was. I didn't think I wanted. They didn't. I didn't want to be on their team, basically, and so I talked to the next person, and actually went to see a lawyer that worked for the firm, and pretty much immediately decided that I didn't want to be on their team either. And so I reached out to Carol Ponton and Hill at Ponton and got the typical response, which is send all your paperwork and let's take a look at your case, which I was becoming pretty well practiced at doing that at this point. So yeah, I sent it to them, and within a couple of days, they called me back and said, we are shocked, and this is what we need to do. I said, okay. I feel that most veterans, um, we're all in the same boat, and we as individuals are trying to go through the process as dictated by the VA, which is, I don't know how anyone can do that. I think that the veterans are challenged in different areas, and every case is different. And I think that if you come to the realization like I did, you can't do it by yourself. You need some help. Well, the team I would recommend joining is Hill and Ponton. There's so many impressive things about dealing with Hill and Ponton. I don't even know how to begin, but some of the highlights I was so you can email, you call in and you're new prospective a veteran seeking help, and you get the you go you dial in, and then if you're a new case, you hit whatever number that is, and you most of the time get somebody on the phone. If not, they will call you back pretty quick. I found out of all the years of dealing with Hill and Ponton, it's one thing that shocks me to this day is that you call them and they're busy, but they will call you back within 48 hours. Not sometimes, not most of the time, every time. And I'm like, so when I call and I leave a message, I need to have my phone with me for the next 48 hours because they're going to be calling me, which, you don't know how uplifting that is for a veteran that's so used to not getting any response in a timely manner. I guess the second thing that impressed me was your knowledge of how the VA actually functions. You can go on the, the government website and see the processes and procedures. I don't know how that relates to the reality of dealing with the VA that they know. Have been totally impressed about their advice of how to go through the process of this, and I've never gotten any bad advice ever. A lot of times they say we don't know at this point, which is fine because nobody does, right? You're dealing with the VA, for crying out loud. I didn't realize the success rate. If Hill and Ponton takes your case, then their percentage is way up there. I think it's over 90%. In my case, we got everything and then some. They couldn't believe that I had been going through this process for all these years. I mean, Carol Ponton called me personally once she reviewed my case, or it was one of the other ladies reviewed it and kicked it up to her. I think so. It went through, and then she called me personally on a Sunday morning, which I thought was. I didn't realize. You're Carol Ponton? Yes, sir, I am. I want to talk to you about your case. Well, I've got time. Let's talk. It's Sunday morning, She said, I don't care. I said, I don't care either. So that's how we proceeded. It was interesting how that went. And so she was shocked at the lack of progress that I was making, even though I had done everything correctly. And then some. The fact that they'll call you back, the fact that they're sincere and they understand how it all works, and they're well practiced at it because you're dealing with the VA and they're well practiced.